in the process, which is going to leave them in a really good chance. This is going to be all but not lost for Next Fusion or team number 4, because at this point I really think that TSG have a really good chance of winning it, courtesy of Vasio's ballsy play coming in, which is going to leave him just with one person apart from each of these teams. Team number 5's player is going to get spotted, which is going to leave Next Fusion in about a bother. The barrier coming in at the right time. He's going to make sure that Vasio is going to get one more. So this could probably be going in his way, because the zone is coming in, and it's about time where we're going to see the person from team number 5 trying to make his way out. And I think that could probably be a booyah coming in for team TSG Army. What a play coming in from TSG Army. They were able to make sure that this play was helping them out. And there you see the victory celebration coming in from all these 4 players. And hats. I mean, like, that was an amazing game coming in from TSG Army. They just got their booyah, and what a play coming in from Vasio. He just managed to clutch this from a 1v4v4 situation. While team number 4 and 7 were fighting it out, it was just Vasio who was just trying to play it really safe. And the moment when they started playing against each other, he made sure that that impact was going in his way. And rightly said, that's how you win a game from such a clutch situation. And what a play it was. And look at that, you know, the number of kills which is coming out there for the top 3 teams is going to make sure that this scorecard or this points table is going to be really interesting to watch. Because looking at team number 4, I mean, the team which is at rank number 4, GJ Kings, they got about 4 kills coming in, and they have a total points of 215, which is something really great, which is something they can probably work on in the next 3 games and try to get a booyah for themselves. And I think they really have a good chance, but not the same. You know, it's going to be pretty much the same for Noob Army, Team IND, as well as KMC. They were pretty cool. They were pretty close, and I think the kills coming in for Team IND and KMC made sure that they're almost in contention for that. Well, not really the case for Illuminati, Lawless Boys, or Old Monk, because they're trailing apart for quite a lot. And I think over time we might be seeing a lot of changes in this, because it was amazing the way TSG were able to get this game into their favor, because not only did they win this game, you know, not only did they secure themselves a booyah, that's about, you know, 30 points coming in for them.
They had the highest number of kills with 9, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly, and 6 of those kills were coming from Vasio, who was, I would say, the MVP of the game. And I think that was a really good game coming in for all these 10 teams which had participated at this point of time. But, you know, credit where it's due, Vasio made sure that TSG were going in as the winners. Just look at that, 9 kills coming in. They have a survival score of about, you know, about 300, and about 180 points coming in kills. So that's more like a lead which you would obviously want, and that's how you start your game. And I think that's something which is really great coming in for them.
TSG Army coming in with dominance in that first map, leading the charts with the kills, even getting that booyah. I mean, they have such a healthy lead moving into that second game, but still, there is still 7 games more to play. So team like Nexus, Fabulous 50, good job Kings, Noob Army, they are still hanging in there, keeping it close, but they really need to step up their game if they want to reduce the deficit on TSG Army, who is putting out a statement in game number 1 in all angles of the map.
Well, yes, this is interesting, because when you're going to look at that, we're going to look at what 7 kills coming from Vasio. I beg your pardon, I thought it was 6.
MVP Vasio.
Obviously, because looking at how they played, it was quite amazing the way they did that. While looking at Execution, they played really safe, and they got it almost for them. They almost got home, but look at the way each and every one has, you know, played, and they got the kills which they required. Look at that. We're going to look at Duka with 2, Ayushist with 2, Caesarnath with 2, as well as Ashu with 1 kill. So that's a good team game coming in from Execution, but quite unfortunate they weren't able to win that, because as far as what I think was going on, it actually felt like, you know, both these teams would be going right down to the wire. Not the same thing for the other teams right from 4th. I mean, GJ Kings played well. They were the ones who were initially trying to dominate the game, which they did. It's quite unfortunate they were losing it out to team number 2, and we saw the 1-2-3 finish coming in from the 3 teams here. And Execution coming second, TSG coming first, and also the other team making it for, you know, the 3rd place. And I think that was a really good game coming in for all these teams, and the perfect way, I think, how you start your I think that's the perfect way how you start your PO8 fixture, because It really got me pumped up, and I think the way these guys had been playing, and I for a moment, and I think you guys for a moment actually thought that the two teams which finished second and third had a really good chance of winning it, because at that point, when you saw the last zone out there where we saw 9 people alive, 9 players alive, and just one of them was from a person from the team of TSG, while the others were from, you had 4-4 from the other team, Next Fusion, as well as the other, as you would obviously expect the one person to go down first, and then both the teams trying to fight it out. But that clearly was not the case this time. TSG proved that why they are a force not to be reckoned with, and I think that's about how the first game went. And with this, I think this is about time where we're gonna go for game number 2, because we saw a lot of action coming in game number 1. What's it going to be for game number 2? What do you think is going to happen? Are you having some team which you think is going to be the favorite, who might be just winning game number 2? Or are you thinking that the first game really didn't go well for a lot of teams, and maybe the teams which were at the bottom in the table at this point of time might have a chance to get it back?
Yep, I think the team's still a little bit close. I mean, they are still getting the feel of these grand finals, but there is still a lot to play for, and we are into the second map. I mean, teams that were finishing in the bottom half of the table, they really need to step up their game and try to get points on the board. Make it placement kills, make it kills points. I mean, they need to get something on the board if they want to be in the running to get that top 2 slots.
Well, obviously, all they need at this point is try to get those kills in their way, because those kills are going to be really interesting to see. You could probably see that how they were able to get those kills and made sure that they had that 180-point lead, because even if they had just won the first game, it could have been something going in their way, but that clearly was not the case. 300 points plus about a 180 coming in for their wins is going to be really interesting to see what is going to be the case for that, because in about a second we will be going into game number 2 in this best of 8 series to see which one of these teams might be making it again, as we're going to go again with Bermuda. And seems like the flight zone is going to be the same again. The flight path is going to be cutting right through the middle of the map. We're going to see it start from the left hand side of Mars Electric, going all the way onto the eastern side of Shipyard. So this more or less the same way we saw it in the previous game, as we're going to look at team number 9 going on to Rimnam Village, while team number 3 might just be going on for the clock tower, trying to see if they can probably bolster their positions there and also try to pick up a fight, as we're going to look at team number 4, the winners of the previous game, TSG, making their way either for Peak or Cape Town, because the last time they went towards that side, they made sure that they were able to win that game, courtesy of the play coming in from Wasio. But seems like we just might be seeing team number 4 with a lot of people with them. Seems like they're just going to make their way onto the peak, and they might be just content with that. While we're going to look at team number 2 and 5 making their way at the same place again, while team number 8 are making it to the as well as Riverside, while 3 teams making it towards the northern side of the map.
Yep, and just all of them getting down to position. So early loot, they want to get the best guns possible before going in for the kills. As this time around, we are following Team Nexus, who were in second place in that previous game. So we'll see whether they can keep up that form, or even go in for the booyah in game number 2. As this time around, we are following Duke. As we are shifting on to team number 10, as Illuminati F, he will be by his lonesome trying to get some weapons, but unfortunately he do not have much yet, only the pan, and I think the SKS is to his name.
Well, yes, we're going to look at team number 7 and 10 trying to fight it out against each other. We're going to see Zach already being knocked out, almost being knocked out there. He is going to try to make his way onto the yard to see if he can probably take it, but no, it's going to be Duker who's going to go down from Nexusion, who's going to be the first person to go down. And this is going to be interesting, because Nexusion, who finished second in the game, in the previous game, are going to go down with one person going down with their team, which is going to be interesting to see what will be the case, as we are left with 38 people in this servers. We're going to see whether they can probably make it. We're going to look at Fabs Indro, who is making his way onto the shipyard towards the right hand side, as all his boys might be taking a fight with them anytime soon this fixture.
Yep, and this time we are playing towards the shipyard area. We have team number 7 and team number 10 here, but do they want to go in for the kills? They're still finding the best weaponry that they can actually find. I mean, we're with flawless boys over here. I mean, most of them, they just have a gun or two, but they are not really ready for the fights, as they do not really have much in their bags yet. But team number 7, they are closing in on team number 10, but do team number 10 know that team number 7 is pushing towards their side?
That's going to be interesting. We're going to look at both of them having some guns in their favor. So I think if they're going to go for a fight or something like that, they might be just going in. Maybe they might just be going in for a fight and making sure that they might be just winning that. Because looking at what it is at this point, we're going to look at Fabulous 50's player who is going to spot out Zach, and he is going to probably try to take him down. Going to be interesting to see if he can get that. We're going to look at RK96 waiting and trying to bait it out from his opponent there. While we're going to look at Uvesh, who's going to get knocked down. This is going to be interesting because that's going to be one person down going in for them, as we're going to look at Fabulous 50's player who is going to spot them out, as Fahad's going to go down again. So that's going to be 2 people for team number 10 who are being knocked out, while Fabulous 50 have a really good chance to get about 40 points on board, trying to get 2 kills coming in, as we're going to look at PC17 trying to make his way, and he is going to make sure Fab are going to get their first kill, as actually 2 kills coming in their favor, as we're going to look at Fahad, who might be going down as well. So RK96 is trying to make his way outside to see if he can survive this onslaught, and that is going to be the case again, as we're going to look at Fabulous 50, who might be just the new kill leaders, and Lawless Boys just wanted this not to happen. That was the last thing they would want to happen, and that really happened, and Flawless Boys are going to go down so early into the game, not just about 4 minutes into the game, and we've already seen a team getting wiped out, which is quite sad. They did play it pretty well at the start of the first game, and seems like this is not going to be the same case this time around, as we're going to look at just 9 teams into this game with 33 people still alive, while we are going to look at 2 teams at the Cape Town area, team number 5 and team number 2. Execution as well as IFF are waiting patiently to see if they can probably take a fight, because in about 50 seconds we might just see the zone popping in, and we're going to look at Ayush, who is trying to take him out. He's going to jump right onto the window to see if he can get down and try to bait it out, and he is going to do that. However, he's going to try to aim it out, and he is going to spot one person. That's going to be one person who's going to go down, which is going to leave Execution with just 2 people, but GJ Kings are playing it safe. This is going to be an interesting fight between both these players, because GJ Kings are down with 2 people, and also I think the same case coming in for the other team who are right in front. And this is going to be interesting again.
Yep, and now we are with team number 3, but Nexus there will cool down. I mean, despite getting second place towards that last map, he decided to actually go down. But this time around, we'll be with TSG.
Well, yes, that's going to be interesting. So we're going to look at TSG, who are playing it really safe. They are trying to make it maybe into the zone, maybe to try to see if they can probably pick up a fight. We're going to look at team number 4 and 2, IFF as well as TSG, GJ Kings as well as TSG, who are making their way here. As we're going to look at a 4-on-2 maybe, as we're going to see a UAV coming in from one of those teams. CSG's Ritik as well as Gurkira, who are making their way onto team number 2's location. He's got a Groza, however. So this is going to be really a good fight coming in for both these teams. We're going to look at Vasio, the player of the previous game, the MVP of the previous game, trying to round them up. And we're going to see Radeba as well as Jigger, who are trying to retreat. So this is going to be interesting, because I think Radeba might just be taken down, because Shahid is just inches away from spotting him. It seems like Ritik is going to spot him out. He's going to see him retreat. So this is wonderful play coming in for team number 4, as TSG are making the run for the money for GJ Kings, as we might just be looking at GJ Kings going down pretty soon, as Vasil is going to spot out Jigger, and that's going to be one person going on. That might just be both the people, and that is going to be GJ Kings going down, and TSG Army got about 3 more kills coming in their way, which is going to be interesting, because team number 1 are making their way again. So this might be another 4-on-4 fight encounter coming in from both these teams, and this is going to be interesting, because Illuminati are right behind the tail of TSG, and it's just about time where we're going to see both of them fight it out against each other. They're right next to each other, and Shahid might just be spotting out Blackhawk, because if he's just going to do that, that might be one more fight coming in their favor, and that might be a lot of kills coming in for them. as we're going to see the Grows as well as one of the LMGs coming in for Ritik. So going to be interesting because when you're going to look at that, the zone is going to go in, and I think they are still safe because they're in the white. They're already into the safe zone. So it's going to be interesting. I think one of the people from Illuminati have already spotted Team Number 4's players. So Gurkirat as well as his teammates must be in danger at this point because they have spotted one person, and it's just about seconds where we might be seeing a fight because the zone is going to go in. And this is going to be interesting to see what will be the case. They are going to make their escape route with that vehicle coming in, but there is going to be a foam barrier coming in, which is going to save Blackhawk just for a little bit, as Illuminati is one of the players are going to make it onto the right side near the players, and he is going to try to spot him out. Blackhawk is going to spot him out. A lot of nades coming in from team number 4 as well, so this is going to be interesting to see which of these two teams are going to win this up, while we're going to see one person being knocked out, and Ritik's going to go down as well. So this is going to be an even fight. One person knocked out from both these teams is going to make it really even, as Blackhawk might just be going down, but Vasio is going to make sure that's not going to be the case. He is going to botch his aim, and maybe they might just be retreating. They have the vehicle there, they have the van, they can just probably go for the escape. They can just try to make their way outside and try to play it safe, but that doesn't seem to be the case, as we're going to look at all these people trying to fight it out, and Gurkirat's going to go down. Illuminati with the upper hand at this point, as they are making the plays to make sure that the team which just won the previous game, they just might be going down, as Blackhawk is going to charge his way right into that building to see if he can probably spot them out. The grenades are going to come in, as this is going to be interesting to see if he can make a play for himself, as Anjay are going to make it there as well. So Illuminati are on the driver's seat. That's going to be one more person for team number 4 who is going to get knocked out, as that's just gonna leave just one person at this point, two people at this point, PSG, for Vasio as well as Shahid, both the people from the team who are still alive. And it would be a shame if one more person is going to go around, but Vasio is going to get spotted there. But seems like Illuminati really do not want to do anything at that point, because they know how much of a player Vasio is, and I think that's about time where we're going to see him going for the retreat, and maybe they might just be splitting their ways. That might be a good strategy coming in for team number 4, because if at all they're going to go for the split, it might be helping them in the case in the long run, especially to get this placement points, as we're going to look at the strip right between the clock tower as well as the BM6 strip, but we're going to see both these teams trying to fight it out. Team IND as well as Maestro, who are going to fight it out, duel it out right from the hill. I think Boogeyman and Maestro Dons have a really good advantage. They have the angle, they have the verticality to take this fight and maybe even win this, but never count out Team IND, because they had been playing it out really well.
And this time around we are with Team IND, and they want to go in for the kills. They have to move, as the circle is going to be closing in on them in just 30 seconds time. As team number 9, they are holding the high ground, so they're waiting for team number 6 to actually make their move. As team number 6, they will sooner or later have to make their move. But look at this, AJ, he gets a clear shot towards team number 9, but unfortunately will not really connect his bullets. As this time around, team number 6, they will have to reposition, try to get a better angle, maybe even go up to a higher ground to actually get those kills, as they are just running away from team number 9. They do not want to take this battle. They would want to take this battle somewhere else, as the circle will be closing in, and we are just down to 7 teams spread across 25 players. So this game is still anybody's game, and this is so important because they do not want to drop off so far off the leaderboard early into this grand finals. I mean, it's only the second game of 8. I mean, they still have time to come back, but keeping it close is the name of the game for all these teams, even by not getting the kills or booyah. They want to stay in contention throughout these 8 maps to actually have themselves to finish within the top 2 to be the representative of India in the grand finals.
Well, this is interesting because the way I see it, it seems like Shahid is going to be a decoy. He's probably trying to make sure that his players, he's trying to make sure that Illuminati are going to know that there's going to be a player out there from team number 4 who is going to try it out, and we're going to look at Shahid, who's going to take one person down. He just manages to save himself just by a little bit, which is going to allow him some time to go for the heal, and he's already done the damage, which I think TSG would be proud of. One person down already for Illuminati, and I think the UAV is going to be primed up by the team from Illuminati, and I think they just might be checking out where Shahid is, and he's going to heal himself. He's buying a lot of time to heal himself, so he might as well get another kill coming in, as we are going to look at Shahid with an MP40 to see if he can do something about that. He's just going to wait patiently to see if he can spot some person, and he might just be spotting one person right under him.
Yeah, but does he want to take the fight? He is the last member alive. Despite his team getting 4 kills, he is the last player. He needs to try to stay alive a little bit longer if they want to get some more placement points. As this round, we are jumping on to Team Noob Army. They still have 4 members alive despite not getting a kill. So they're looking prime to finish within the top 3 or 4 if they can actually get those kills together. But they are running to another 4-man, which is Team number 6, who has the warehouse advantage. And this could be very messy for either of these teams.
Well, yes, this is interesting because Zone A is going to come in as well. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see what will be the case because they are quite nearby to the white zone, the safe zone that is, and I think they might just be going inside with it. But then there might be a fight between those teams. I'm pretty sure that I will be expecting that. So will those two teams. As we're going to look at Team IND spotting on team number 7 as well as 9. So they are into this triple threat between both these.
The nades has been tossed in. I mean, this could get really ugly. I mean, kills could go for anyone. Team IND, they are pushing towards team number 9. And what a kill there over there. But the rest of team number 9, they are coming in for their trade. And they will get that 1-for-1 trade. So we are still even. But team IND is going in for more. But unfortunately, they get triple team. But look at team number 6. They are coming from the high ground. But unfortunately, they misses their shot. So we are in a 2-for-2 trade here. I mean, this is going to get so messy. As there's only 2 players alive for both of these teams. Do they want to go for the heal or do they want to go for the kills?
Well, I think this would be just for the kill for them because we're going to look at Boogeyman, who even though just got knocked down, this might be a win-win coming in for team number 9 because they got the kill and they just made sure that just one person from this team is going down. And seems like Boogeyman won't be having so much time to survive into this because the zone is already out and he might be taking damage in about some more time, and I think he might just be going down, and I think team number 9 will probably have to play it without him. If at all he is going to take that damage, and seems like Illuminati are on the upper hand at this point, even though they're just one person down, as they are still going to try to spot out the last person, team number 4, who happens to be Shahid. And meanwhile, Boogeyman might just be going down, and he is going to get knocked down courtesy of the play zone. And I think that might be just one more person coming in who might be going down. Maestro Dons are going to make their way trying to get inside the zone, but seems like there is going to be one more person going down. That's going to be Maestro Dons, who are going to bow out of game number 2, but not by a kill but through the play zone, which is quite sad the way they had been playing so well up till that moment. As we're going to look at Fabulous 50, who are going to take a fight with team number 3, and team number 3, who happen to be on the upper hand at that point, are going to probably get this one more kill and make sure that Fabulous 50 are probably going to go down. Seems like that is going to be the case, as Fabulous 50 are also going to go down, which is going to leave us just with 4 teams and 12 people alive. 3 of them from Illuminati are on the upper hand, having taken out 2 people from team number 4, and we are still going to see TSG still alive in this game, which is quite an amazing thing, having gone down with 3 people already. We see Shahid making his way, while we're going to look at a fight between team number 1 and 3, and seems like Illuminati might just have one person going down. The foam barriers coming in are going to buy some time for Olmang to see if they can take a fight. We're going to look at Blackhawk, who might just be taken there, as Roy the Killer is going to spot him out. He might just take out one person, and Blackhawk is going to go down. That's going to be one person who's going to get knocked out. Well, there is going to be a nade, which might be giving the killing blow, and we're going to look at one more person who's going to go down, and there is going to be a rotation coming in from Illuminati's one person, and that is going to be Olmang, who are going to be the new kill leaders, as the Illuminati are going to go down in this fight. We're going to leave this with just 3 teams. Team number 8, team number 3, as well as team number 4 are still in contention to see if they can do something about it, while Shahid is going to be right at the drop to see if he can probably get a gun or 2. Seems like this is going to be interesting between all these 3 teams. Roy the Killer is going to go down, and there is going to be one person who's trying to heal him out, while Mr. Irish is going to throw that nade, which might be taking them both down, but that clearly was not the case. As we're going to look at Olmang, they are trying to pull this fight into their favor, as Dark Noob is going to be taken down, and he is going to still stay alive, as Shahid is still waiting patiently to see if he can do something about it. 8 people alive into this game, and maybe make that 7, because they might just be one more person going down, and this is still between 3 teams. Dark Noob as well as one more person from team number 8 are going to be the people alive, which is going to leave Dark. He might be going down. Shahid might be going down as well. This is going to be a 1-on-4 coming in. And I think Roy the Killer, as well as his teammates, might just be winning this. This is going to be interesting to see if they can do something about it. Bishnoi, as well as his teammates, are going to try to take him down. And there you have it. Noob Army are going to go down, as Olmang are going to get the booyah for this game. And what a play coming in, all the four of them still into this game, and made sure that they are not just getting those three, those points for winning this, as they are going to get the points for kills as well. So Old Monk, Noob Army, and PSG are still in contention. They were able to finish on to the third place, courtesy of Shahid, playing it really safe, getting about a couple of kills, and making sure that the kill tally coming in for TSG Army was coming up to 6, and they were able to make it into the top 3, which is going to give them about 170 points coming in from this survival, and 120 points courtesy of the 6 kills. While Illuminati were playing so good up till that point, I actually thought that they, even though they had this 3-man advantage compared to TSG Army heading into the last zone, I thought TSG Army would be the first one who might be going down, but they proved us wrong for the team 6 at this point, ranked number 6 in this game, Maestro Dons, with 4 kills and 160 points in total, and Team IND GJ Kings, not really the game which they wanted to, because GJ Kings always had this one thing in them. The start was always good for them. It's only about how they're converting their start for a booyah, or maybe even in the top 3,
and
which
look
is something.
Team number 9, I mean, next year, they were second place in that previous game, but unfortunately, they fall off so badly in this game. So they really need to step up their game if they want to be in contention of it. So they finished with just 30 points for survival and another one kill. They get another 20 points. There's only 50 points. Lawless Boy with number 10 getting only 20 points for survival. And I think this is the end for map number 2. And the winner for this game, I mean, who was it again?
It was All Monks.
Yeah, All Monks. And I think
the
they were in the last place in that first map. But what a statement, I mean, coming back from the last place straight to the top. I mean, that is why this game is so interesting. You need to be consistent. And if you can actually turn around and keep it at the high, I mean, you still have a chance. So despite falling so back off, they finally hit back. We will get the scoreboard from the first 2 games, I think, pretty shortly, just waiting for the admins to actually tally it up.
Well, yes, so that's going to be interesting, because the way it is, the way, you've been seeing the teams which haven't been performing in the first game, winning it, or even coming in the top 4 or 5, shows how unpredictable and how the game is, which is why we have this, best of 8, which is going to show that, the best teams out here are going to win it, as that's pretty much what we had been seeing. So we might just be going into game number 3 pretty soon, where we will be seeing which of these teams might be getting the booyah this time around, because like you said, consistency is going to be the key in this best of 8 fixture. And the way I see it, I think Team TSG Army have a really good chance of making it to the top 2, because a booyah in the first game and a third position in the second, that's about pretty consistent. And I think if they are going to just pick this up, or just play the same way they have been playing, a top 3 in almost every game, and also a handful of kills, might just be doing the job for them, and might just be sealing the slot for them as well. So I think with that being said, we will be looking forward to see what is going to be the case in game number 3 in this BO8 fixture for the Asia Invitational Indian qualifiers for Free Fire, as we will be getting you live action from game number 3 pretty soon. And if you guys think which of these teams will be winning game number 3, you can just shoot it down into the comment section, as we will probably be knowing what the fans or what the audience will want, what they want, and who might just be the fan favorite out here. And by the way, guys, we still have the giveaways coming in for you, a lot of items coming in which you might just be winning at the end of the stream. And also there is going to be an announcement which we said we will be breaking out to you over the course of the stream, so just wait for it and make sure that you will be one of the giveaway winners, as you can just check out the description, try to see if you can go for the giveaway, as we will be going in for game number 3 in this BO8 pretty soon, right after a short commercial break, as we will join you on the other side with live action coming in for game number 3. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We're just gonna kick game 3 of between this BO8 fixture between all these 12 teams to see which of these teams, which of the two teams from these will be making it to Indonesia, representing India in the Asia Invitational qualifiers for the Indian region. And by the way, guys, before even we go on to game number 3, a huge shout out to Garena. Garena India Free Fire as well for making this happen, and also to all you viewers who have been constantly supporting us over the course of the stream. And like I said, we have a lot of giveaways coming up, and also we have a huge announcement which we'll be making, like we have been teasing out for a while. But do stay tuned for that. Keep all your ears open and try to make sure that you're all hyped up for that, because this is something which you are never going to miss, as we will be going on to game number 3 pretty soon. We have seen such a couple of games at this point of time. The first game winning PSG getting the Booyah, and the second game Old Monks getting it at the same. And it was pretty interesting to see that, because the way they have been playing had been quite impeccable, and the way they had been trying to get it out till the last few zones was pretty much a treat to watch for you, me, as well as all you guys as well. And by the way, guys, for those who just joined us, this is Tangenberg, also known as Sriram Vishal, and joining me for the stream is going to be...
Yep, I'm Trevor. I'll be his co-caster for today, and do let us know who are you supporting, who are you rooting for in the comment section. And looks like we are heading into game number 3. So these teams, they will be fighting out once again in the same map to see whether they can get the most kills and try to move themselves onto the top of the leaderboard. As we all know, only the top 2 at the end of this best of 8 will be representing India in the grand final, which will be Indonesia sometime later this year. But there's still 6 games to play, so despite not really picking up a good start, these teams, they still have another 6 games to adjust their gameplay and try to get onto the scoreboard, try to push themselves up to the leaderboard. As looks like we are getting right into the game, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see this time the direction of the plane will be towards the same. It was, look at the route this time around. It is from Sentosa all the way to Bullseye. So a lot of teams, we'll see 2 teams actually dropping towards that Sentosa. So early fight is on the cards for team number 10 and also team number 2. Team number 3 and 5, they drop towards Kota Tua and also Pig, with team number 8 also joining the fray over there. Meanwhile, we see team number 1 taking a different direction, going towards Mill, so they will probably have a free loot before they even actually spot out anyone.
Oh, seems like one of the players from team number 1 just lost his way. It seems like he was going a little towards the north, and then he realized that he's going to make his way onto the eastern side. As we're going to look at GJ Kings, who, like you have seen in the previous games, they have been really good at the start of the game. The first few minutes have been going on pretty well, right from game number 1 as well as 2, as we're going to see them right near team number 10, who happen to be just about in the vicinity to see if they can probably get maybe a fight coming in their way, because I'm pretty much sure that if there's going to be a fight at so early of the game, I think GJ Kings have a really good thing coming in for them. As we're going to look at team number 3 taking that zip line all their way onto the clock tower to see if they can probably take a fight. We're going to look at team number 6 right next to each other. So this is going to be interesting. So early into the game, we might just be seeing the first fight, and we're going to look at team number 6 is Gaitonde, who is going to spot out Bishnoi. And I think we are going to look at the first person who's going to go down. That's going to be Bishnoi, who's going to get knocked down, courtesy of Gaitonde, as he is probably going to take him out. And we're going to look at a fight between team number 3 and 6. That's going to be an exchange, as Sriharsh is going to get one, as there is going to be one more person from team IND who's going to get that. This is going right down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like there is going to be the first blood coming in for team IND, as in the process they are going to be the kill leaders at this point. As we're going to look at Boss from Old Monk trying to spot out the opponents to see if he can get that, as Bishno is right about with red HP, which is going to leave that fight onto a stalemate. As we're going to look at Illuminati, who are making their way onto Mill, trying to loot it out for themselves, as we are going to see what is going to be the case, as we are resuming the fight between team number 3 and 6, and that is going to leave us just with 2 people from team number 3, and seems like that is not going to be the case, because we're going to look at one person from Team IND who's going to spot out one more guy, and I think he might just take him out, and there is going to be one more kill coming in the way, and that's just going to be Boss as the solitary person coming in for team number 3, and meanwhile we're going to see Ajay from team number 6 who's going to go down. I think that might just be team number 6 who would be going down pretty soon, as Boss might be the only person alive at this point, and he just has no other option than to retreat. While we're going to look at both the people from team number, team IND, who are just red HP, and all they need to do at this point is just find some time and go for the heal, as we're going to see Boss ziplining himself away from this fight to see if he can try to make a safer escape, as we're going to look at team number 6 trying to salvage whatever they can at this point, because all they need at this point is going to be some health kits to see if they can do something. But we're going to look at one person from team number 6 who's going to spot out 3 people coming in from Exusion who are making their way right onto that tower to see if they can make a fight for themselves. And I think Exusion are in a really good advantage. You shouldn't have dropped down, and I think that could probably be the end game for team number 6, but that seems to be just about a delay coming in, as he really he was not able to get that kill. As we're going to look at Duke as well as his teammates who are making their way, as we're going to look at IND's Ajay trying to make a move for himself. He's going to take a run for himself, as the other person who's just with 9 HP is sprinting away to make sure he is going to stay alive at this point.
Yeah, what a messy battle over there. I mean, losing a couple of members here and there, and TSG, they are thing. But Nexus, they still have 4 members alive. They are towards this clock tower, and they are within the circle. So team number 6, they will be coming in towards them a little bit later on, as this time around we move on to the fan favorite, which is TSG, and they are just getting their loots ready as Olmong. This time around we jump on to team KMC, who is team number 9 at the moment. They are just towards this observatory area, just getting the best weaponry before they can actually go in for the fights. But there is no one really close towards them, so they have chance to actually get up the loot before they go for the battle. As we can see, team number 2, they are moving towards this electric,
and seems like they might just be going in pretty easily, as we're going to look at team number 1, Illuminati, still about not really taking any fight at this point. They're playing it safe, and we still have all the 10 teams alive and all of them intact, and we're going to look at 35 people alive into this game. So pretty interesting to see what will be the strategy coming in for all these teams, because the first 2 games have been pretty much pretty much unpredictable. Teams which have finished at the 10th or 9th place have been coming into the top 3 in game number 2. So the same way the teams which had been finishing in the top 3, a couple of them maybe just coming into the bottom half. So pretty interesting to see what will be the case. And we do see, like, TSG might just be going in for the same game again. So in case maybe if 1 or 2 people from their team are going to go down, they might just play it out really safe, try to get till the end, and make sure they might just be edging it out from the other teams in terms of their consistency, because they've been really consistent. Both the games, we just saw one person from their team making it to 3 different zones and making it till the end, eventually getting the booyah in the first game and also securing a 3rd place. Can this be something like that? Because as of now, we see all the 4 people from TSG still alive, while we're going to look at Old Monk, where Boss is going to be one person who is making his way, as Mars Electric is going to be filled with peeps from the GJ Kings team, as we still haven't seen them going for a fight as well. So this is interesting. A lot of new things coming in, and a lot of new teams with a lot of new strategies are being put on with.
And yep, indeed, with just 10, still 10 teams alive, but there's already like 5 players taken down here and across. If I'm not mistaken, Team Boss, they only have 1 player alive after going through that early battle, losing 3 members. So they just want to try and stay alive, try to finish higher within the point, as they have 2 kills to their name. As this time around, we are with Team Fabulous 50, who is towards getting whatever they need to bring into the later battles. As team number 7, they will have it, but this time around we are with team number 4, TSG, the fan favorites. They are getting all weaponaries they need to actually bring themselves a little bit closer to securing that top 2 finish.
Well, yes, meanwhile, we're going to look at team number 6 and 5 right next to each other on the eastern side, on the western side of Clock Tower, while 9 and 7 might just be engaging in a fight in case team number 9 are trying to make it across to the strip, because seems like the zone is going to favor teams like 1-3 and all of them, because they're right into the zone, and I think that'll be something which will be going in their favor. If at all, they're just going to stick it and try to play it really safe, because that really helps. Playing the patience game usually helps it up. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see what will be the case with them, as we're going to look at them making their way onto the middle area, right near the factory as well as Pochinov. As we're going to look at team number 2, GJ Kings, who are onto Mars Electric and on the right hand side we have Fahad and his team number 10, who are at Sentosa. So pretty interesting to see if team number 4 could probably take a fight with team number 5 as well as 9, because we're going to look at them in the close vicinity of each other, as we might just be seeing a fight between all these people, and we're going to see a fight already within team 5, because it seems like team number 5's players are going to get tapped for a little bit, while we're going to look at team number 9 trying to close it out. They're just playing it really safe, and they're right near there as well. So we're going to look at one person who is going to take a lot of damage courtesy of the zone, while Nexusion are playing it safe. 4 people from Nexusion still alive, and it's pretty interesting to see all the 10 teams alive so late into the game, because we've already seen a couple of zones at least go by, and for the first time in 3 games we're just seeing no team getting wiped out so early into the game. So pretty interesting to see what will be the case. Team number 5 as well as 9 making their way onto Clock Tower, and I think we might just be seeing team number 4 making their way across to Clock Tower as well.
Yep, and that could get a little bit messy later on if one team starts to fire. I mean, the other team would definitely just pop out and shoot their head and try to go in to steal the kills, because we know one kill is worth 20 points. So, I mean, if an opportunity is given, they would just gladly take it. As this time around, we are with the fairest TSG army. As this time, they will be up against team number 6, and there you go. Vasio will take down AJ and finish it off that kill. So what a play there over there, but little do they know the remaining members of team number 6 is also coming in, but it's not looking good for team number 6 as we jump onto team Illuminati as they are making their way straight to the death zone, as team number 8 and team number 10, they are close by, but they are in the houses, so they would not know. As Fabulous will try and take a couple of shots and will actually knock down Hedge. Oh, what a shot there. I mean, from far range, he managed to actually finish off that kill.
Well, it seems like we're going to look at Fabulous 50, who might just be eyeing on that one more kill, and seems like they're going to do that again. So that's going to be Fabulous 50, who are going to eliminate KMC, and also being the kill leaders in the process. That's going to leave the first team going down, which happens to be KMC, and not something which they would want for, as we are going to see team number 7 cruising in at this point of time, while Noob Army are going to go down courtesy of Illuminati's Black Hawk, as he is going to take down one person, as CSG Army are going to take this fight to themselves. There's going to be one kill already coming in their favor. Duker might just be, he just might be going down as well. There might be a second kill coming in for TSD Army. This is quite interesting to see what will be the case. We're going to see it, both of them from Next Fusion, who are making their way. They just healed themselves up courtesy of that foam barrier. As CSG Army's player, Basio is going to make a play again. He is going to get up maybe a couple of kills, and Team IND are going to go down in the process, while we're going to look at Shahid. And Nexusion, however, are going to go down so early into the game. This is something that was really not going in their favor, as we are going to look at TSG. This time around, with all the 4 players, so late into the game, still alive, they have a really good chance of getting a second booyah, as they are making their way towards the right hand side to see if about Vasio is probably gonna do something at that point of time. The UAV or whoever is still right out there. So I think this is going to be interesting to see what will be the case. We're going to look at Fahad, who is going to spot out Illuminati. Lawless boys are going to have a fight within Illuminati, and this is going to be interesting because 4 on 2 is going to be the situation. Just 2 people from Illuminati still alive, while all the 4 from Lawless boys are still intact. So really interesting if at all they're going to pick up this fight and end up on the losing end, because that's not something which they would want. Lawless boys, not everything going really in their favor, as we could probably see what might be going in their way.
Yup, and the circle is closing with just 19 alive spread across 6 teams. I mean, once again, TSG looking the favorites to get their second booyah in 3 matches. Even, I think, leading the charts with 5 kills to their name so far. As this time around, we'll jump onto Lawless Boys, who have 2 kills in the name of Zach, and they still do have 4 members, so they are fighting strong in map number 3, as they have the ground towards the edge of the circle, so anyone that actually comes into direction could be sitting ducks for them. As this time around, we'll jump onto TSG, Yep, they have 5 kills, 3 on Vasio, 1 onto Ritik, and 1 onto Gu Kirat. And they do have a vehicle to actually use if they want to deploy. And yes, Vasio will go in for take a drive, take a scroll, try to spot out where the players from the other teams are coming from. Or just maybe this vehicle can come in as cover if they were to go in for some engagement, as Fabulous 50 will release a couple of shots towards team number 4, and he will not really connect, as they will need to just reposition and try to get the hell out of there, as they do not want to stay in that place, because if they were to get naded, it could be so deadly for them.
As while we're going to look at TSG Army playing it really safe, they're going towards the longer side of the safe zone to make sure that there aren't going to be a lot of kills coming in against them. So we're going to look at Fabulous 50, who are going to get a couple of kills coming in onto team number 10's players, and we're going to look at Boss, who happens to be from Old Monk, who is still right across there as well. So this is going to be interesting. Team number 2, team number 7, team number 4, as well as a lot of other teams from behind are going to have a really good fight, as GJ Kings are going to get that first kill onto one of the players from Fabulous 50, while he is going to get traded off, however, as one of the persons from Team Illuminati, Anjaying, who is right across at the drop to see if he can do something. GJ King are going to probably get another one. They're going to get this fight right down to the wire. He might just be getting a couple of kills from team number 7, so that seems to be the case, as Starlord's going to get down one person from GJ Kings, which is going to leave us just with 16s as well as 16 people alive, and this is going to be interesting. All the teams converging. We see team number 1, team number 7, 2, 3, as well as 4 coming in, as we are going to see what is going to be the case between them, as Boss is going to have a safer escape route coming in for him, as he is going to play it really safe. As the zone is going to kick in, that's going to do a lot of damage. As we're going to look at Sanam, who is going to get onto that vehicle, trying to see if he can make his way somewhere across, and probably even try to get a kill or two, as he is making his way right inside the zone.
Yep, and despite Boss, losing all his teammates early on, he is still surviving despite being the sole member alive. And his aim is to try to finish within the top 2 or top 3 to get the placement points, because they could not really go for kills, as once again the kill leader is TSG Army, getting their last few kills, and it's looking very good for them to get this booyah, as they are holding the circle. As team number 2, they will need to move into the crosshair of TSG, and look at this, Ritik is getting some shots connecting on towards J-Storm, and this could get so deadly for team number 2, as they need to get their boots on, they need to move, as in about 30 seconds the circle will be closing in, and the blue line will do a lot of damage, because this is, if I'm not mistaken, the 3rd or the 4th line, so the damage will only be increased. So 10 members spread out across 4 teams, and once again TSG, they are looking so good to get their second booyah in 3 games.
And meanwhile, seems like one person from TSG he's already gone down, which is going to leave them with 3 players, and also for GJ Kings, who have about 3 players, while Boss is going to be the solitary person who is going to be...
He is just hiding. He just wants to finish within the top 2 or top 3. And he is doing a good job by just staying anonymous, not giving his position away.
Well, that's what everyone at this point would probably be wanting to do, because that's something which we saw from TSG Army. They did that twice in both the games, and they ended up winning in one of them as well. So that's going to be some ballsy play coming in. And I think TSG Army might just be spotting out team number 7. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to look at Fabulous 50, who might just be taking out the entire team number 2, and that is going to be a new kill leader, who happens to be Fabulous 50, and he gets a double kill, however, which is going to leave them with 9 people alive. A couple of them already knocked out, as Fabulous 50 are trying to make it right into the zone. Not a lot of damage coming in, but TSG, or maybe Shahid might be just going down. Ritik and Gurkirat are going to be the 2 people alive, and Starlord and one more person are going to make sure that they are going to still stay alive. 4 people remaining, and 3 teams are still into the hunt. We're going to look at Fabulous 50, who has got to probably try to take him on, as TSG Army are going to make sure that Fabulous 50 are going to go down, which is now going to leave us with the winners of game number 1 and the winners of game number 2. This is interesting, as Boss is going to be the only person from Old Monks who is right across and right below that place. So he is at this advantage of trying to make sure, but no, it's going to be Gurkirat who's going to spot him out. The foam barrier not really doing a lot of help, because he pretty much knows, both the guys from team number 4 pretty much know where boss is. So it's just about time where we're going to see him trying to go and take him down, but seems like Hrithik almost slipped that, and seems like we might just be seeing a booyah coming in from TSG, as it's going to be boss who is on the receiving end of these shots, and we might just be seeing them trying to get another win, and we're going to look at a lot of damage coming in from the jump to see if they can probably do this. He's going right off the zone, and he might just be going down, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Old Monk are going down, and TSG are going to get the booyah for the second time in 3 games. What a play coming in from these guys, and there you have it, the victory dance coming in from them, which is going to conclude game number 3, which has been such a wonderful game. And we just saw, some moments in that game, the last zone especially, where we saw Fabulous 50, who ended up so close of winning game number 1 or 2. I'm not really sure about that. They came so much close of winning that game. And then we have Old Monk and TSG Army, the winners of game number 2 as well as game number 1 respectively, and look at that, that's gonna be 500 points coming in for TSG Army, already about 480 in the first game, and then about 270 in the second, and now they have about 500 in the third, which is gonna be 10 kills as well as getting a booyah in this game. And Old Monk, they were still consistent, but the fact that they were not able to get a lot of kills is going to be on the hindsight for them, because even though they did win the second game, it's going to be pretty interesting to
But
see
well
where they'll
played
be
to actually
standing.
Old Monk. I mean, getting the second place, they fell down to just one member after that first fight with 10 teams and I think 35 players. But somehow Boss managed to stay alive towards that last battle, keeping himself hidden, managing to get the placement point, because that is what they were actually looking for. So looking at the stat, Lawless Boy, they finished with 140 points with 80 points for survival and another 60 for the kills. Next just on survival, Team IND 45 points on survival, another 40 on the kills. Noob Army with just 30 points on the survival, and KMC with just 20 points. So that is how game number 3 actually finished out. So we have a clear indication that who is on top of the leaderboard. So it's TFG, I'm pretty sure, but the battle for actually second to all the way to maybe 4th or 5th is so close, because these teams are going back and forth at each other.
Well, yes, this has been pretty interesting to see where it stands at this point of time, because we've seen a lot of people in the top half, trying to go for those dominating plays, and which they did in the end. And we eventually saw the second booyah for TSG, and I think they have a really good chance of closing it out, like I just said, because consistency, like you said, is something which is going to be really interesting to see whether they can probably hold on to this lead, because as of what I think they would be having a really good lead at this point, and I think all they need to do is just try to play it really safe and try to make sure that they aren't, going overboard with that, not going for, ballsy plays. I mean, they are getting that in the first place. They are getting those kills. So I think there's no reason for them to get a little bit complacent, because we are still quite early into the game. 3 games out of 8 have already been done. We have